All righty. Happy Wednesday, December 29th. It is 10 a.m. Eastern time. And man, oh man, it is getting close. It is getting very, very close to the new year. And I know I've been saying this because, well, every time I get on here, I can't believe how close we are to the new year, 2022. So today, let's kind of get into what we're going to be talking about here today. And I'm going to pull up my notes here because this is a good one. And that is 3 mistakes product owners are making and how to fix it. And I've been, well, after doing a couple of coaching calls, actually one hot seat call, and we're getting ready, or I'm actually getting ready to do multiple coaching calls. And the thing that I'm hearing from people is that they have a product. One of them has physical products and one of them has digital products, and they're struggling, okay, to sell more of their product. They're wanting to know, should I still do like niche properties? Does that lend itself to physical products, digital products? The answer is it does. But there are some things that you need to understand. And there's actually one of these mistakes that I'm going to share with you that once I emailed this gentleman back, he was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I understand what you're saying." So I'm going to look at this a little bit differently, and it's going to open up a lot more opportunities, because what's happening is we're not thinking about it the way that we should be. We're only focusing on the product. Okay. And to be honest with you, it's not about the product. It's not about the product. All right. And I'll dig into that here in a second. So we are going to get rocking and rolling. I've got a busy day, busy week. My daughter has another beach volleyball practice today, which yesterday was supposed to be it. And it was all day from like 12:30 to 4:30. We didn't get home here till after 7. And then we're back there again. And for those of you that are following along, my youngest, Kayla, who's 14, plays beach volleyball year round. And the place that she's going to for training and her club is about an hour and 40 minutes away. A little crazy. Yes, we are. But this is the only club that is year round and really, really focused on beach. So that's what we're doing. So call us crazy. I know I'm calling myself crazy, to be honest with you. So we're heading back there. Got that going on. Got a bunch of things going on here for, we got BCA. We had to switch our call around this week. And we're doing that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're on here and you're inside of BCA, we're going to be doing our keyword research call tomorrow. It's our office hours call, but I'm going to be doing some keyword research live. So we're going to do that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I know, early. But I figured with New Year's on Friday, New Year's Eve, that people are going to be busy. So we're going to try to get that thing done. All right. So let's get rocking and rolling. Looks like we do have some people on. I see some happy Wednesdays. Hello. Hi. Happy holidays. Cool. All right. So it sounds like, or it seems like we are in fact live and we are recording, which is great. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and kick this thing off officially. Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. And today we are going to be talking about 3 mistakes that product owners are making and how to fix them. And the reason why I decided to do this is, number one, I recently did a coaching call, actually a hot seat call for one of our Brand Creators Academy members. And the call started out where it was us just talking about the products that she was creating, and they're great products. The problem is we're not getting any traffic, or we're getting some, but we're not getting enough. So then what happens at this point? Well, we start thinking to ourselves, we got to get more traffic. So what do we got to do? Well, we got to run Facebook ads. Oh, we got to build an email list. Oh, we got to do a whole bunch of Facebook stuff. We got to go on social media. We got to get an Instagram following. We got to get all this stuff so we can get attention to our products, because we want to sell more of our products. We need to go about this differently. And if you do it differently, and if you do it this way, I'll share with you what we're going to, create a plan around, is not necessarily about the product. So I don't want you to think that everything is about the product. Now, yes, that's the goal. We want someone to buy the product. I'll give you a perfect example. Okay. Right now, I am here delivering this content to you for free. If you're listening to this on the podcast, this is free. I'm showing up here free. I am showing up on a coffee talk live, Facebook, or for a replay, free. Okay. But you guys know, at least those of you that have been around it more than a day, know that I have things that I offer, right? We've done workshops in the past. We have our Brand Creators Academy, is which, the place that I would love for you to join if you're serious about building niche properties and building a brand. If that is you, I would love for you to be a part of that. But I'm not making this today all about that. Okay. If I came on here and said, hey guys, today I want to talk to you about Brand Creators Academy because I think you should join because this, that, and the other thing. And I think it's going to be great. And then tomorrow, guess what? I hop on and I go, hey guys, Scott again. I want to let you know about Brand Creators Academy, why you should buy it and why you should get in there because it's going to help you and you're going to have some really cool people there and it's going to help you build your business. If that's all I did, you would tune me out. Okay. So you have to think about it differently. Okay. I know that you don't care about the products that I sell. You might care about the result that it could potentially give you, but you do not care about the products that I sell. True? Come on now. Because think about it. No one cares about the product, right? If I bought a pair of AirPods or AirBuds or whatever you want to call them, whatever kind you get, I use the Apple. So I'm going to say the AirPods, AirPod Pro, whatever, right? I'm not buying them because I get to look at those. I buy them because I want to play music in my ears so I can enjoy music. Now, is that a pretty cool product? Yes, but if it didn't create any audio so I could hear my music, it'd be useless. So we have to think about what they're getting in return. It's not about the product. Okay. It's not about the packaging. Yes, the packaging, once that they make that decision that, hey, this is something I think I want, and they get it, then the presentation is good, right? So after you've been listening for a little while, and after you've been in my world a little while, and you're like, you know what? I like the way Scott teaches. I like the way how he just gets right to it and starts teaching and coaches and is a mentor and this, that, and the other thing. And you are now in your own mind ready to jump in, then yes, I want that experience to be amazing for you. I want you to jump in and say, wow, this is a really cool community. Wow, Scott is still there. Chris is there answering questions. The community is great. Their training is awesome. Yes, but I'm not starting there. I'm not creating the packaging to try to sell you. Does that make sense? Shake your head if it does. I can't see you, but I'm assuming that you are shaking your head up and down. Or shaking? No, that would be nodding, not shaking. Nodding. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. Like I said, did a coaching call for one of our Brand Creators Academy members. And by the way, if you're interested in joining us, see here's a segue. Here's how you can do it in your content. So if this was a blog post, it would be the same exact thing. If you're interested in getting a hot seat or joining us inside of Brand Creators Academy, which you should if you're serious about building niche properties or a brand, then I would join. Head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA. See how simple that was? See? So naturally it flows. Now we're going to get back into teaching. All right. So the 3 mistakes product owners are making and how to fix it. All right. So number one. Now this isn't the number one problem. This is just the one in this order. Not creating content at all. All they're doing is trying to figure out the next strategy to sell more products. Now, I'm not saying that we should not focus on how to sell our products. We should have some time spent to, okay, how do we sell our product? Do we go to our Amazon listing and do we tweak our images? Yeah, you should. Do we look at our conversion rate on a landing page? Yep, we should do that too. Do we look at our email sequence and see if it's emailing people to remind them, or maybe an abandoned cart? Sure, you should do that stuff. But that isn't necessarily going to get you more traffic. That's more of a conversion. That means people already arrived there. So what's something you would do on Amazon? You would say, okay, let me tweak my listing and try to add more keywords. Or maybe I'm going to use some pay-per-click. But once you do the pay-per-click, you're kind of like waiting and testing and seeing what works, what doesn't work. And there's only so far you're going to go with that. So my approach would be this. And this is exactly what we did with a brand that we had built from scratch, following this exact model. And we recently sold it. I say recently, I've been saying that now for a year and a half, about a year and a half ago. And so what it comes down to is creating content that is not just focused on sales. Right now, you're listening to this. This is content that I'm creating to help you, because you might be like, you know what? I saw that headline, 3 mistakes product owners are making. I'm a product owner. What are they? I don't want to make them, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. That's why you're still listening. And you're like, okay, so not creating content, or maybe you're just focusing on the sales. That was one thing that one of our members that I was doing the coaching call with was doing. She had created some content, but stopped. Why did she stop? Because she wasn't seeing the traffic yet, right? And that's the thing for a lot of people. They want instant gratification. They don't have the patience because they'd rather go over here and post something on social media and go, oh, I got 4 shares and I got 10 likes. Yes. But when you post a piece of content, it could take a month. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. That's why we got to keep adding content. Okay. So that's the number one thing that I'm seeing here is you're just not creating content. I don't think I can create content because my product is about palm trees. You know, how do I create content about palm trees? You talk about how to care for palm trees. You talk about different things that you're going to need to know different times a year, how to grow one from scratch, how to care for one in the winter if you're in a cold climate. You know, how to trim it properly, which I'm going to have to do. I'm looking out my window right now. I got a palm tree that came here as a 6-footer. It's probably now about 14, 15 feet. I got to trim some of that, but I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to have to start doing some research. And I hope there's a post out there that tells me how to do it properly, right? You see where I'm going with this? Now, I might want to buy some cutting shears to help cut the palm tree, or a saw, or whatever it is that you need to buy for that. I don't even know. Okay. So we can't look at it as the product. You sell a saw for palm tree cutting. I might one day look for a saw, needed, but I'm probably going to learn about that once I see how do I actually cut a palm tree, or can I cut a palm tree without killing it, right? That's what we need to start thinking about. And the more content that we put out there about that is going to bring in people that, guess what, are going to be interested in products that you sell. Very, very simple process here. Okay. So that's number one, not creating content at all, because you're like, you know what? I sell a product. I don't have any content that I could be publishing. There's only so much I can talk about my saw, or my fishing pole, right? There's only so much I can talk about it. No, we have to start answering questions and problems and, things that people are going to be searching for. We'll get there in a second. So that's the big one. So if you're an owner of a digital product, physical product, doesn't really matter. You should be creating content, not just about the product, but actually for the person that's buying the product or that's interested in that type of product. Okay. So that's number one. Okay. Number two is product only content. So now you make up your mind. You're like, yes, I'm going to create content. Okay. And then you're going to start doing posts, 5 best fishing rods. And one of them is yours, right? Why you should buy a fiberglass fishing rod, right? Or maybe you're going to do, this brand versus this brand. It's all like review-based posts. That's fine, but that wouldn't be my main focus. I want the traffic. And here's the other thing that is really important for product owners, okay? Selling your product is only one revenue stream. You can add another revenue stream if you were to put ads on your site, ad placements, and people always get weirded out by this. I actually got weirded out by it when my partner was telling me that we should put ads on there when we were getting some pretty good traffic. And I said, nah, I don't want to clutter it. I don't want it to take away from the user experience, blah, blah, blah. But you can actually say how many, or, lay out how many ads you want on your site. And you can limit it. You can say, which ones you don't want on your site. There's a lot of control that you have in that. But adding another revenue stream just from ad placement, it's a whole nother ballgame. And if you were to sell your brand, you have another revenue stream that's not dependent on just your product and not just the channel. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. So the second one is when you do decide to create content, it's all about your product. All you're thinking about is my product, my product, my product, my product. That's all you're thinking about. Okay. You have to think about all the other aspects that have to do with your product, but what does it allow them to do? So I want you to think about that. Think about what is the result the person is looking to achieve, right? So I'll give you an example. Right now, I have a little chip out of my car. Right, it's actually a good size chip. It's probably the size of a dime. It's on the well of the guard on the well there, wheel well. And I don't know, I'm probably on these long trips we've been taking, a rock came up and hit it, and it's a plastic guard, so it kind of chipped it. I need some paint. I'm not looking for the best paint. I'm looking for the one that's going to match. And I'm also seeing, like, how should I do this? Like, should I just rub it on there? Is there a process that I should do it? Can I do it? Is there a certain way I should do it? So I'm going to start doing this research. The goal is to get that fender well repaired without having to take it to the body shop. So the goal is getting that fixed. I don't care necessarily, all about the product yet until I start, researching what it will take to repair it. But I'm trying to see how should I do this, right? So that's just a small example. So product only content, review style type stuff, that's what people are focusing on. Again, we don't want to spend all of our time and energy there. The third one is just thinking too narrow for content. Again, going back to only thinking about that product, right? So ask yourself this: who is the buyer and what questions are they asking? Okay, that are not product based. Okay, so who is the buyer? Who's buying it? Okay, and then what questions do they ask that are not product based? Okay, can I trim my palm tree? Can I use a saw to trim my palm tree? Right? Can palm trees grow in cold weather? Stuff like that, right? That is, I'm the homeowner that has palm trees. I'm in the South. I need to care for them, but I need to know the different things about it that I'm asking myself these questions, right? How much water does a palm tree need, right? You don't want to overwater it. You don't want to underwater. How much does it need? How much room do you need to grow one, right? How fast do they grow? There's all of these questions that are going to be asked before I buy one or while I have one. Get in the mind of the buyer and the questions that they are asking. You show up with the questions on your website, and guess what? You sell a lot of the stuff about palm trees to help care for it or to grow it or to start them or whatever. So that's what you need to do. You need to switch around your thinking to not just being about the product. Really, really important. And if you are, like I said, if you are listening to this and you are a physical product owner, adding content will not just add traffic, which it will, but it can add more revenue. It can add more revenue to your business. And what will that do when you go to sell it? Multiple goes up. You have another stream of revenue, and it adds to the multiple it adds to the amount that you'll get paid because you make an extra $1,000 a month, $3,000 a month. So think about that. If you have a brand that you're going to be selling and you make an extra, let's just say you make an extra $30,000 a year from that ad revenue, from content that you created, and it's just constantly coming in, that traffic and the money is coming in, say extra 30 grand. And you were to sell that and you only got a 3x multiple, let's just say on that. It's 90 grand extra from that revenue stream. Not to mention it'll probably sell quicker because it's diversified. So that's what you need to be thinking about on top of why you should be creating this content so you can sell more of your product, right? So think about that. Okay, so let's recap here real quick the 3 mistakes that product owners are making and how to fix them. Okay, number 1, just not creating content at all. You're like, that's for content creators. That's not for me. I sell physical products. I sell saws for palm trees. Why am I going to create content? I just shared with you why. Okay. Number 2, you know what? I'm going to create some content, but it's only going to be around my products, because if I'm going to create content, I'm going to sell more of my product. That's one of the big mistakes. We got to fix that. Start creating content outside of just your product. Okay. And then 3, stop thinking so narrow. Okay. Go outside of what is directly related to your product and just go outside of there of what other questions would your ideal customer be asking, and then answer those questions. Just fill in the blanks, post the content. It's going to leave these breadcrumbs for people to come to your website. And on top of that, your traffic will grow, your revenue will grow, diversification will grow. You'll have a well-rounded business. All right. So there is your 3 mistakes to avoid and to hopefully do the opposite. So this way here, you can grow your business with content. And if you want help with this, like I said earlier, you can head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA, and you can check out Brand Creators Academy, see if it's a good fit for you. You will have to fill out a short little survey, and then we'll be in touch with some details on how to get a private invitation. It is a private community. We only send out private invites. Currently, it's not open to the public. So if you're interested in joining us, inside of there, we do hot seats where we'll offer you a hot seat if you want one. We'll do a little coaching. And then from there, we also do bi-weekly office hours calls. We also do exclusive training inside of there. And we're also doing a brand new, pretty cool little thing here called our Niche Properties Insider, which is basically where we take a site that is selling and we break it down, we tear it down all the way down to how the traffic is coming in, the content that's being created, content clusters, the monetization, how much they're earning per thousand, if they're selling physical products, digital products, all of that stuff. And we really tear it down. And then what we do is we build out a 90-day roadmap of what we would do if we were to buy it, fix it up, and then get it ready to sell again. So if you're interested, head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA, and you can join us over there. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. I want to thank you so much for listening. And as always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day, week, weekend, whatever time it is that you're listening to this. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Take care, guys. Cut. Any quick questions, guys, before we wrap for the day? Got a busy one. Let's see. The palm tree and wheel are about saving money. That's what everyone likes. Yeah, it is true. People do want to save money, but they also want to save time on having to search for the answer, right? So if they can find the answer and you can educate them and it's on your website and you just happen to sell products around that, it's a good chance you'll probably sell that. Or you might have them join your email list, and then that way there you can follow up with those people. There's so much that you can do once you get the traffic. You got to get the traffic. All right. And so hopefully this has been helpful, guys. All right. So I am going to run again. If you guys are inside of Brand Creators Academy, we did switch our call from today to tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I know it's kind of early, but I'm going to show up. Hopefully you will as well if you're inside Brand Creators Academy. If you're not, like I said, brandcreators.com/BCA, and take that quick survey, and then we will follow up with you. All right. So guys, have an awesome, amazing day. I will be back here Friday on New Year's Eve for a little edition of our Friday jam session. We'll try to keep it short so we can get on with our day. I've got a busy day too. I've got some coaching calls lined up that day. So I'm super excited to dig into those and really start helping some people to kick off 2022. All right, guys. So have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care, guys.